I'm Judge Faith Jenkins, and this is Divorce Court. All kinds of couples with problems come to me for advice.
Can I be in a relationship with someone that I really don't trust? Trust is lost in buckets and gained in drops.
Others need a lighter touch.
It's only been 3 years. You've been back together 7 hours and 12 minutes. I hope you can make it to dinner.
But most people just need some of my tough love.
You're problematic on many levels. You know nothing about commitment, monogamy, integrity, and loyalty.
Now, join me in Divorce Court for today's case.
He says the love of his life won't stop choosing her friends over him. Is it time to throw in the towel? Or is there more to this story? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, we have a virtual audience and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Lacey from Long Island, New York.
Lacey, welcome to Divorce Court. We're so happy to have you with us.
Your Honor, this is the case of Garcia versus Rosen.
Thank you, Juan. Mr. Tony Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are here today in Divorce Court with your fiancée, Miss Kimberly Rosen.
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand the two of you have been in a long-term relationship. You are having a number of issues you want to see if you can resolve before perhaps going forward in marriage. You are suing, sir, for $400 you say Miss Rosen took out of your bank account.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are countersuing, ma'am, for $300, the deposit for a wedding photographer.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I understand you also have a witness with you today, Miss Rebecca Stauber.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll start with you, Mr. Garcia. Why don't you give me some background, sir?
I met Kim in June of 2017. We dated for about 3 years before we discussed getting a little bit more serious. And we were supposed to get married February 2022. Mm-hmm. And because of all the COVID stuff and the way she's been behaving, I just don't feel good about this marriage.
What do you have to say about that, ma'am?
Yes, that is just about it, everything, except that I'm also iffy because I feel that he has been a little different as well. I had been married before, and I have 4 grown children, and he said that I could have my money and I could go after my dream, which is opening a dance choreography studio. He is a bit younger than me, and so I was—
How much is a bit?
10 years.
Okay.
So I was very hesitant about getting married again, and especially with a younger man. And so, but Tony could be very persuasive, and he has said all the right things.
Yeah, but I thought I hit the jackpot with you.
Why do you say you thought you hit the jackpot?
Because everything was perfect in the beginning. You know, she was all
What it usually is.
Right.
What happened?
Things just kind of fell apart. The dishes in the sink, the laundry's piled up. So.
Okay, and do two of you have an agreement now that you're living together that since she's home, she's going to do the cooking and cleaning? Is that what it is?
When we moved in together, it was COVID. So he worked from home. I had nowhere to go except for home. And so, of course, I cooked and cleaned and I took care of him. I did that every day. And so that is what he became used to.
But that's the dynamic of our relationship. I work a lot. You help out on the other side of it.
So you're saying now that the world is back open,
Yes,
you are hitting the streets?
Well, I am hitting the streets so that I could start my business.
Okay.
I'm meeting clients. I am actually working.
Yeah.
And so—
Why do you say she's partying? She said she's working.
She's going out with her friend a lot.
Okay.
I think the last 2 months we racked up $200 in stuff, you know, ordering out and stuff.
$200 in a week?
I think it was about a month or so.
No, it was a week.
It was a
yes.
week? Okay.
Okay, so I come home from work. He is literally sitting in a chair. I kid you not. And I walk in and I go, "Oh, hi, honey." And he says, "What's for dinner?" That is exactly what he says. Now, I was working all day as well, and I understand that's fine, but I literally say, whatever they're going to serve us at the restaurant is what's for dinner.
So some of the issues are obviously the issues of how much you're spending, just managing the home at this point before the two of you get married, and the rhythms of the relationship in terms of what you're saying you're pursuing your dream, your work. That was his promise to you. You're saying your dream in the beginning was, here she is, I'm working, she's cooking, cleaning, maintaining the home. You're not on the same
Yes,
page.
Your Honor.
But you also say her friends need to go. What's happening with that?
I just don't like her friend.
Okay. Well, Mr. Garcia, I appreciate you getting right to the point. Why don't you like her?
single people shouldn't be hanging out with a woman that's engaged because there's a tendency to take them away and do things that aren't proper in the relationship.
Oh my gosh.
Is something actually happening? Because that's a very broad generalization that you're making. But is there something actually happening where you believe that her friend is a negative influence on her?
I caught her in a little lie when I called her phone one night to see how her night was going with her girls, because she said it was girls' night out. And I heard a couple guys' voices in the background. They were buying a bottle for the ladies. And
You heard this in the background
I heard,
of the conversation.
the phone, and I heard the gentleman say, you know, ladies, we have a bottle coming to this table. And that's when I just said, I'll sleep on the couch tonight.
Okay, was someone serving you bottle service?
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. So the reason I am really good friends with Rebecca, we used to work together at an insurance agency. And when I was married, as I mentioned, I never worked before. I've been in this situation before for almost 20 years, and I don't want to go back to that. I was home cooking, cleaning, and everything, and raised 4 children. I'm not going to do that again.
So why are you in this relationship with me then if you don't want to do that?
I didn't know that.
Mr. Garcia, hold on a second. I want to hear her perspective.
And so we became fast friends because we were getting divorced at the same time. So I'm very, very good friends with her, and she is not engaged or married yet. So I go out with her maybe twice a week. And one night we were out, and I answered my phone, as I always do when Tony calls, because God forbid you don't. And so I answered the phone. There was 2 colleagues we used to work with, by the way, both married, and they were leaving the restaurant, and they saw us, and they stopped by to say hello. And I told them I recently got engaged, and they were very excited for me. And so when he called at that moment, they said, oh, let us send us over a bottle of wine to congratulate you. So I answered the phone. He was asking Rebecca, what kind of wine would she like? We'll send
Didn't
you over
sound like that.
And that's exactly what happened.
sound
So you don't believe that?
Absolutely not.
Did you turn the tracker off?
Rebecca was having a real emotional night. I turned it off for an hour.
Tony is a control freak. All I wanted was 1 hour of Kim's time. I want to tell Tony that I
Your Honor.
am not going anywhere.
If she called me on my phone and I didn't answer, or if I turned off our, you know, we share a tracking thing on our phones so that we can check on each other, and she couldn't get a hold of me, and she knew that I was out with a guy's night, my stuff would be in the front yard.
Did you turn the tracker off?
I did. Well,
Why?
first of all, I probably wouldn't even look because I trust you. Okay, that's.
But why did you turn it off?
Okay, so one night Rebecca was having a real.
And you submitted evidence of her turning the tracker off, sir?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Oh my God,
She's hiding something.
No, I'm not. So we were out one night, and she was having like a real emotional night. So she asked if I would come back to her house for an hour.
There's always an excuse.
I turned it off for an hour. I went back to her house with her, just for the sake that he would think that we went back to her house with some guys. And sure enough, that's exactly what he thinks. And that is not true. I am extremely faithful to Tony. I love Tony. I want to marry him, and I don't understand what the problem is. And by the way, I don't understand why he does not like her, because Rebecca has never ever said one ill word about him, because she knows that I love him. She knows how well he treats me. So I really don't understand the issue.
Are you going out to bars two times a week with her?
We do not
Well,
go to
Rebecca
bars.
thinks
We go
she's
to
got
restaurants.
Restaurants.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to dinner twice a week with
Yes.
her. I would like to hear from Miss Salber, your witness. Ma'am, would you please step up to the lectern? Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Are you and Miss Rosen out meeting guys at restaurants and bars?
We are not out meeting guys in restaurants and bars. That is ridiculous. Tony is a control freak.
I'm in a relationship.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to hear from the witness without
I
you interrupting,
apologize.
sir. Why do you say he's controlling?
One night, Kim and I were out. We were having a wonderful dinner, and we were just talking, and we ran into, unfortunately, a male colleague. There are them out there. We did work with them, and Kim showed her ring, and she's very proud of it. She loves him. He is her dream man. And they said, okay.
How do I know
Is this a story about the bottle at the restaurant?
Yes.
Okay, I'm aware of that one.
Yes.
Is there another example you have of him being controlling?
The other example is the tracker device.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted was 1 hour of Kim's time.
Mm-hmm.
The phone never stops ringing.
Really?
Never.
Approximately how many times would you say he calls?
10 times.
Is that true, ma'am?
I want to tell Tony that I
Your
am
Honor.
not going anywhere.
Because you're a good friend, is
see.
what you're saying.
And I will always be her friend.
Thank you, Ms. Talbert.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
It's not 10 times.
How many times would you say it is?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
For what? If she's out, why?
The trust issue has escalated.
Okay, based on what? What has
Her
she done for
behavior.
you not to trust her?
We had a trusting relationship in the beginning.
Okay.
She's been domesticated before. I mean, I don't mean like she's been in a relationship with kids. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
What I
she's
meant
not
to
a
say
tiger.
is she's
Just
been
so
in a
you know,
relationship
she's not a
before.
tiger from the wild.
She knows. I did not mean to say that.
Okay.
She knows how a family operates, and that's what I'm trying to have with her.
Mr. Garcia, I would just like clarity on this because I really do want to understand.
She's not the same person she was in the beginning.
But none of us are.
I know.
And if you're going to get married, this is something you really need to understand. You are going to be constantly getting to know the new version of people as you grow and evolve through marriage, right? Because we're constantly going through journeys of life. You're going to get jobs, you're going to lose jobs. You're going to go through heartbreak, you're going to go through challenges. All of that changes people. So I would hate for you to end a relationship where two people actually love each other and there's no real issue, there's no real reason not to trust, but what you've decided in your own mind is appropriate.
I was working an overtime job. I had made an extra $500. And next day, I saw a notification on my phone that there was $400 missing. I'm trying to buy a newer car. I can't even do that now.
Did you take $400 from his account for a spa day without his permission? If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Okay, you're suing because you said that she took money out of your account. $400.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
Well, I was at work one day. I was working an overtime job. I had made an extra $500 on that job. And next day, I saw a notification on my phone that there was $400 missing. So I called up Kim and asked her what that money was. She's like, oh, I was stressed out. I needed a spa day. A spa day? I mean, you're home all day, you don't work.
Well,
if anybody needs a spa day, it's me. On top of that, that money was part of another lump sum of money. I'm trying to buy a newer car. And I can't even do that now.
Did you take $400 from his account for a spa day without his permission?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why'd you do that?
Okay, because first of all, that is our account. So let me explain.
Right, but it was his money, right?
It's our money. It's our account.
Okay, I understand it's your
Yes,
account,
yeah,
but
but
I'm
I don't-
asking you,
Yes.
did you take the money that was
Yes, I
earmarked
did.
for something else to use for a spa day?
He didn't tell me that there was a particular amount that was earmarked for anything.
Okay.
So, and I
We
did.
discuss our finances every day.
Yes, I understand that, Tony, but you never said, Kim, don't take any money out, because I didn't realize that I had to ask my father that I had to take, if I could take any money out to go to a spa. So yes, Your Honor, I took $400 out to go to a spa.
So did he have a problem with you taking the $400
He
when he
did.
dressed it
I was
immediately?
shocked. Yes.
Okay.
So, but when we
Had you done that in the past? Taking money out of the account?
Yes, but I think it was because I went to the spa.
Okay, so the two of you had a spa day together. Okay. You're countersuing for $300 for the deposit for a wedding photographer. You called off the wedding?
Oh, no, we haven't called off the wedding. I have a very good friend here in Atlanta who is a very sought-after photographer, and so I decided to go ahead and put $300 down because I was afraid that he would get booked. So I decided he wants to be petty. I will sue for $300 for
Okay, well, that's not how the court works. we don't have petty lawsuits in court. No. They're based on the law.
If we do not
and what's legal,
continue and get married, I would like to sue him for the $300.
So here's where we are. Your relationship has evolved over the last 4 years, and you're at a place now you feel like your needs aren't being met.
Marriage is a contract, whether or not you enter into a prenuptial agreement. That's why it's necessary for couples to discuss their expectations prior to entering into the marriage. Two most important things to discuss: finances and children.
You can also discuss whether or not you want to be a stay-at-home parent and where you want to live. These conversations may not be sexy, however, they're important and can save your marriage.
Absolutely.
I can tell you what I see. She was married for 18 years. She's divorced. She's raised 4 children. Ms. Rosen is ready to live her best life. She is not ready to be home.
That's why I'm not
cooking 3 square meals a day, sir. It's just not. It's not where she is in her life right now. And her friend, Ms. Stauber, I have to say, we've had some people in court that have been meddling friends. I noticed that she said you're controlling, but I don't really hear anything that Ms. Stauber has really done wrong. Sounds like she's just a friend. But it seems like you're threatened by anything that's outside of the 4 walls where you live. Right. And when you're in a relationship with someone, you don't own them. You have to celebrate everybody's individualities. And what's great about life is we're all different people with different wants and needs. We're not all supposed to be the same. But when you're talking about marriage and a lifetime commitment, and you said today, I don't know if I'm ready because this is not what I really want, good for you for being honest with yourself. Because so many people come here, they've already made the decision, they've gotten married. Why? Because they think getting married is going to convince the person to change and be who they need this person to be. If you want someone who is going to be more domestic and cook and clean and be home on Friday nights with you, that's not her right now. So you have 2 options. You can wait to get married and embrace who she is and what she's doing right now and see if this is really gonna work for you, or you can decide, you know what, I know this is what I want. My love language is on Friday nights. I want my woman to be home with me because I'm tired, I've been working all week, and this is what I wanna do. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't take somebody else and try to make them fit into what you want for your life if it's not gonna fit. You can't take a square peg and make it fit into a circle. You've said that Mr. Garcia is your dream guy, but it's not a dream relationship. And that's why the marriage is on hold. You have to be honest with yourself and with Mr. Garcia about that. And with that honesty comes some reality. Every choice we make has consequences. So you're not on the same page right now with the relationship. I'm going to order you to pay the $400 that you took out of the account because I'm not convinced that you had absolute permission and you admit that it's his money. But I'm not going to order him to pay $300 for a wedding photographer because you decide to be petty and file a countersuit. But I do hope that the 2 of you can find some common ground if you really do love each other, because marriage is about being on the same team. But if you can't, if you know you really cannot compromise, you owe it to yourselves to be honest with each other today, because the longer you stay in a relationship that's not working, really the more difficult it is to get out of it. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Judge. When it comes to Judge Faith's advice, the biggest take was relationships are ups and downs, and you've got to work through them if you're going to make it work. And I'm not willing to make this work with Kim.
He's never been married before. He maybe needs someone that's young and that hasn't been molded yet. So now that I'm thinking about it, that is what Tony probably needs. And so that's what he needs to find. So somebody that needs to be molded. So, and as far as the judge, I think her advice was great. Been there, done that. Don't want to plan on doing it again.
I'm over it.
So, yeah. Bye.
I'm over it.
Bye.
Bye.
But I am keeping the ring, just gonna tell you that.